need to watch where you're going. Or you might not get there. Go on.
Swallows and Amazons, how did you get involved?
I got sent a script, I read it, I thought it was really good, I met the director, she was charming, and then I signed a contract and I did it.
And how much did you know about it? I mean, did you read the book as a kid or as an adult? Or?
I had not read the book, no, but I was very aware of it because it's, part of being English is that, there's this book called Swallows and Amazons knocking about, and I read the book after reading the script, and I will definitely encourage my own children to read the book because it's pretty gorgeous, as is the film, if I might say so myself.
I was asked to read the script with a view to meeting Philippa Lowthorpe, the director, and so I did, and I met her, and there was just the part of Mrs. Walker was just so fun, and I just had this idea of making a film during the summer in the Lake District with a bunch of kids, and I thought I'll make some happy memories there, and I did.
I thought it was interesting to play someone who's got an internal conflict, who has this thing going on with these Russian spies following him, and I thought it would be beautiful to make a film in the Lake District, and I got to wear really nice clothes and grow a moustache.
She's a beauty, isn't she? She could do with a run out. I don't get the time so much these days. I was too busy chasing sheep.
Obviously, a lot of the film is the relationship with the four children. How did you find that? Because I guess working and building up relationships like that must be quite different to just working with other actors.
It's really not. I mean, the kids were great, and they're just people, and so it wasn't. It's not really any different to working with adults and getting to know them. You're a bit shy to start with, and then things warm up quite quickly. So. I was very proud of my children in the film. They were a good bunch.
They were totally delightful, gorgeous, warm, committed, grateful, talented children.
And had you done much of that before working with kind of...
I've worked with quite a lot of kids, actually, yeah.
And that was nice and easy,
It is easy, yeah, it is easy. People say don't work with kids. I don't really... People say don't work with kids and animals, but I've worked with adults that are like kids and animals. So, they're lovely. They're very instinctive,
It's a great cast as well with Jessica Hines and Rafe Spall. How was it working with people like that?
The adult cast members were all just hilarious. So, Jessica Hines, funny lady and good company. And I was really sad when she wrapped and was gone because we got to hang about quite a lot. And Rafe Spall, again, hilarious, very cheeky chap. And Andrew Scott and Dan Skinner, and it was just Harry Enfield as well, who I love. It was just a joy.
I didn't have any scenes with Harry Enfield, but I've long been a fan of his work. Kelly Macdonald is lovely, funny person who is extremely talented and beautiful. Andrew Scott is one of my best friends, so that was nice to do that with him. Jessica Hines is really good, and that's kind of all the adults in the movie.
And what about Philippa, the director?
She's amazing. I've been a fan of her work for a while, and she's an extremely talented person who's done a very good job with making this film engaging and making something that could potentially be quite low stakes, totally thrilling, and a sort of rollicking good ride.
He get Captain John will now introduce his crew.
Able Seaman Tatty Walker, in charge of the ship's log.
It's very important to keep a record of a voyage for posterity.
Ship's boy, Roger Walker.
I don't want to be ship's boy. I want to be lookout.
That's what the ship's boy does. Keep your eyes peeled.
Master Mate Susan Walker.
Master mate, are you sure you've got everything?
Mhm.
Oh. Remember, Tatty can't use matches. You've a fine crew here, Captain.
Aye, aye, Mother.
Here's a win, lad.
All aboard!
You might as well take this, although I know how much you all hate cake.
Big cheer for Mrs. Jackson. Hip, hip, hooray!
Here's to Swallow and all who sail in her.
Bye! Bye!
Obviously, it's a book that's set quite a long time ago, and they very much kept the period detail. What did you? I mean, why do you think this story still has such appeal now?
Well, I think it's it's a story about people, and people don't change very much, and I think the interplay between the children is just fascinating and so realistic. You know, these siblings squabble and bicker, and they have real dramatic tensions between the various kids. So I think that's just really sort of interesting to watch, and it's sort of just a lovely nostalgic look at life in Britain in the 1930s. I think it's I think it's a good time for that, a bit of nostalgia and escapism.
You know, we can all relate to what it's like to have siblings. We can all relate to what it's like to, you know, have a dad away, or having to make your own fun, you know, and I think that that's totally relatable. And although I talked about recently that from an adult's point of view, fighting over an island in the middle of a lake might be quite low stakes, but to these people it's everything. You know, to a kid, you know, the smallest thing were huge to you as a kid, and I think that sort of stuff sustains.
This is our chance. Follow him.
Who knows what's going on in that boat? Something fishy. And I don't mean with nets.
Where are you going?
On a top secret mission. Hello?
Why are you snooping through my things? This is not a game. Who's alone? What are we waiting for?
I saw them dump Captain Flint in their boat.
We have to find out who did it. This means war.
They'll be back before tea.
We're walkers. We don't give in that easily. Roger!
You were supposed to look after the others, not get them into trouble.
You've done more than enough. Go!
That was the bravest thing I've ever seen.